You won't believe it. Wally opens the laser cut box, finds an alien plant, feeling like Plants vs. Zombies. He carefully hides it in his shoe and brings it home. At his doorstep, Wally's attention is caught by a laser. Like an excited kitten, he chases it to an open space and bang a giant spaceship lands from the sky. Hiding nearby, he watches the spaceship land and sees a stunning robot. Wally's heart skips a beat prettier than his plant. Sent by humans, the robot EV checks for life on Earth, but switches to goof off mode upon arrival here for a party. Flying around like a little bird, Wally is entranced and accidentally knocks a rocket loose. Eve, without a second thought, blasts it with a laser gun, making Wally shake like a leaf. Wally hides behind a rock, heart racing. EV scans the city. Too shy to greet, Wally makes roaches think, what a coward. The cockroach steps up to greet, only to be shot by EV. Hardly an issue for him. EV finds it boring and plays with Wally instead. EV plays with Wally, who laughs. Thinking it's a game, EV fires shots, terrifying Wally. He's nearly incontinent. Wally curls up. EV scans him, finds no threat, then lets him go. Surely a forced friendship. Wally wants to befriend EV, but dares not approach. He cautiously follows her, a classic fall in love. So, EV casual glance excites Wally. He spends the day following her like a goddess. At night, with EV in sleep mode, Wally finally sneaks over, picks up some trash, and spends the night sculpting a statue to please his goddess soul, the sweet agony of unrequited love. Unfortunately, EV couldn't care less about Wally's statue. She's all about scanning everything in sight, definitely a workaholic. EV grows agitated, the laser gun accidentally fires, engulfing the surroundings in flames. Wally thinks, it's a junkyard amusement park now. EV stands dejected after her battle, and Wally, feeling sympathy, musters the courage to approach her. This time EV doesn't run, she asks about his mission. Wally hastily shows his process, and they introduce themselves, such a silly, adorable pair. Before they can dive deeper into conversation, a storm hits, and EV panics. Wally quickly grabs her hand, God admire that move. Finally, Wally brings EV home, lights up all the colourful bulbs, and excitedly shows her his collection of treasures. Turns out to be a braid of fun. Wally gives EV a blender, but slips wish it turns into a flying toy. Wow, such technology. Wally shows off homemade bubble wrap, but EV pops all in 2 seconds, rivaling a naughty child. What drives Wally even crazier is that even his brain teaser Rubik's Cube gets solved by EV in the blink of an eye. She's a total cube wizard. Wally decides to find a new weapon on the TV, playing his favourite rom-com, and invites EV to dance only to discover she's moving like a thunder. Suddenly, Wally almost falls, unable to react as he's spun and slammed into the wall. Good thing Wally has spare parts. He quickly fixes himself up with new glasses, looking all techy. EV casually picks up a small metal piece of lighter. That's when Wally finally figures out its marvellous use, feeling like he's entered a tech renaissance. Faced with the fire's glow, Wally gazes enchanted at the EV profile, thinking, maybe I should hold her hand. However, EV instinctively dodges, leaving Wally awkwardly drawing circles on the ground below, the struggle of a love rookie. Remembering the morning plant, Wally rushes to get it. Seeing his clumsiness, EV smiles, already crushing on him. When Wally hands the plant to EV, she scans it and realizes it's exactly what she's been seeking. Suddenly, she sucks it in and goes into sleep mode. Talk about a dramatic moment. Wally tries to wake EV up, but she's unresponsive. Is her battery dead? Wally grits his teeth, takes EV to the rooftop to recharge, staying till sunset. She's his goddess. Rain pours, but he stays, holding an umbrella. Despite loud thunder, Wally shields EV from the storm. Wally tries to charge EV, but before he connects the wire, he gets zapped. Even if she's comatose, he refuses to give up. Worried EV might get bored, Wally uses fairy lights to entertain her, taking her on romantic boat rides through the smelly sewers. What a sweet kind of together. They carve Wally loves EV into a dumpster. Quite the unique romance. Wally eagerly awaits EV wake up. Since she's out, he's listless, lacking energy for his jobs. Suddenly, that spaceship lands again. Wally senses trouble and rushes over, only to find EV has already been whisked away. He leaps aboard the ship. Wally follows the spaceship out, Earth now a lifeless toy behind. He's exploring the vast galaxy. Wally's taken onto a giant spaceship in space. EV waits on the ground. Wally urgently asks a mechanical helper to grab him, thrown into action. He's filthy from head to toe, and even the cleaning robot, Mo, can't help but exclaim, "Are you a watermark?" Just then, the police robot takes EV away, and Wally frantically follows, leaving behind a trail of grime, driving poor Moss so seedy, and eventually he makes a bold decision, hopping out of the designated path to help the cheerful officers clean up. Wally rides the elevator with the police bots into the corridor, where various robots zoom around like a roller coaster. In a split second, EV gone, Wally rushes to chase, like entering a robot maze. Finally, he realizes it's humans post-departure hub. After 700 years of drifting, they can't walk. Everyone is glued to their screens, oblivious to reality, until a little chubby guy hilariously trips and becomes an instant sensation. Since robots can only follow commands, they completely ignore his cries, making him wait helplessly for rescue. Wally quickly helps the guy back to his seat, then forges ahead with determination to rescue EV, storming into the captain's room. He teams up with the clumsy robotic assistant to manage his junk ship and starts a chaos of command, only to find the captain is a lazy bum. When the captain hears about EV bringing back good news, he's utterly shocked. No robot has ever successfully recovered signs of life before.